Okay, my dear friend. So we will start where we left off, and that is four methods of percentages. So there are four methods with which you will be able to find the percentage, and you have to remember them. We will be solving all the questions with this method only. We will also see how is it more helpful than the traditional. What is the traditional method? If I want to find out 40% of 60, so the first method what we are looking at is multiplication method. What is it? It is a multiplication method. So this, how do we use? Say for example, if you want to find out 40% of 60, how do you find out? You have learned that you are going to convert this into a fraction by putting what? 40 divided by 100. So this is 40% into 60. So you are going to remove this, and therefore these two will go, and 4 into 6 will be how much? 24 percentage now. Okay, so this is how you used to do, right? Now what we are going to do is, shortcut method means what? We are going to find out that every time I am doing this, what I am doing. Okay, what I am doing. I am removing the zeros and multiplying. Isn't it? Can you see it here? I have removed this zero and this zero, and I have multiplied and I got 24%. So that is what we are going to do. Whatever be the number, if I get a question like this, 40% of 60, or we'll take one more example, say for example, 70% of 80. Okay. Okay. What I am going to do is, this is what the method I am going to do. I am going to put point here, 7 8 56 percentage is your answer. Are you getting my point? 70% of 80 or 80% of 70. Now, one more thing you need to remember, my dear friend. What? Whenever there is this kind of questions, whenever you are finding 40% of 60 and 60% of 40 and all those things, okay, what you need to understand is, if you change the percentage uh, sign from this end to this end, say for example, one more will take 60% of 120 if I am doing it. If you write 60% of 120 or 120% of 60, both are same. Both are same. It doesn't matter at all. You just put a dot here, one decimal. Okay, from here 6 12 are 72, 72%. This also is 72%. 60% of 120 is 72%, as well as 120% of 60 is also 72%. Can you see here? Again, I am going to put this dot here, and then you will get 12 into 6 is equal to 72. Let us see some more examples for the multiplication method. This one. Can you see 120% of 70? What I am going to do? I am going to put a dot here, and then it will become 12 into 7, which is equal to 84 percentage. So this is 84 percentage. Next, you can see here, if there is, say for example, like this, 80% of 650. So what I am going to do? I am going to put again the same thing. What I am going to do? I am going to put a dot. Okay, a dot here and a dot here, and then we are going to make it 8 into 65. 8 into 65 is equal to 520. So 80% of 650 is equal to 520. It's not percentage. I put percentage. Okay, this is 520. Okay, so this way you will be able to solve the questions. Even if I'm going to go further, and I am going to tell you one more thing. Say for example, you get a question of 25% of 80. So what are you going to do? We have different methods. Like we will go for, if I see this, I am not going to do with this method. I am going to do with the fraction method. Still, if at all that doesn't come to your mind, you can still do it. 8 into 2.5. 8 twos are 16, and the 8 half is 4. So it will be 20. So 20. 25% of 80 is equal to 20. You can do. We can put a decimal here. So 2.5 into 8 it will become. Right? 8 twos are 16. 8 halves are 4. So 16 plus 4 is equal to 20. We'll do. Are you able to understand? We are going to do some more questions on this when we are going to the questions. Okay, next method is converting into fraction. So if we are going, okay, you got the example of 25%. here itself. Okay, so when we get these kind of questions which are very easy, which we can be converted into fraction very easily, when we see it immediately we'll be able to convert it into fractions. We are going to use this fraction method. What you are going to do, I am going to convert this 25% into 1 by 4. Can you see here, 25% is converted to 1 by 4 because it is 1 by 4. Why it is 1 by 4? If you ask me, I'll tell you. If I take it into the traditional method, 25 divided by 100 into 68, it will look like, right? This is the traditional method, right? So what you will do, 25 ones are, 25 fours are will come. So this is what will happen. 1 by 4 only will come. How those fractions have come? They have come like this only. Now you can understand. 1 by 4, 25% is 1 by 4. How? By dividing it by 25, 25 ones are 25 fours are, so 1 by 4. We will avoid and we will save this time of dividing it if we know it on our fingertips. Okay, so this is 1 by 4, 1 by 4 into 68. How to do 1 by 4 into 68? This means we are going to divide it by 4. When you are dividing any number by 4, you can use this method, half of 68. Like we used to do when we multiply by 4, what we will do? Double of that number. Double of that number. If we are dividing it by 4, reverse it. Half of that number. So 68 half is 34, 34 half is 17. So when you see this 68, 25% of 68 if you want to find, you can do it very, very easily. How can you do it very, very easily? You halve 68 first and then halve that number which comes like 34, then halve it, you will get 17. So whenever you see, you will be a 34, 17. So 17 is the answer. Within fraction of seconds, you should get the answer, my dear friend, when we are doing these kind of calculation. Therefore, if you are using the traditional method, you will not be able to reach all the questions within the time. Okay, some more fractions, some more examples of the fractions, right? So how do we do this? So 37.5% of 240. Now when I see 37.5, I should remember that we had done 1 by 8 something and we had seen this 37.5. What is this 37.5? Because 1 by 8 is equal to 12.5. If I multiply this with 3, what I'll get is 37.5. This I know. Right or wrong? We know what? 12.5 into 3 is equal to 37.5, which is equal to 3 by 8. When it is 3 by 8, what I am going to do is 3 by 8 into 240 I will do, right? So here I can see 2 ones are, 8 ones are, 8 threes are 24, 0 will be there, so it will be 90. The answer will be what? 90. 37.5 percentage of 240 will be 90. So we will be able to do it very, very fast. Once you start doing the questions this method, you will be able to understand how to do it faster. Okay, the third method we are going to use all these methods in the questions, and percentage is very, very important. All these questions will also appear in your mains examination because data interpretation, lot of questions will come from ratio, percentage and average. So you need to understand it very, very deeply. I am going only into understanding you with the very, very basics in this session. So now we'll try to understand how do we solve the questions by finding 10%, 1%, 50%, 5%. Once you know this, you will be able to solve a lot of questions very, very fast. How? So first we need to understand any number. If I take what will be 100% of that number? If I take any number, what will be 100% of that number? The number itself. I need not have to explain anything, right? 100% of any number will be itself, because if I want to find out 100% of 654, how do I do it? 100 divided by 100 into 654. This will get cancelled and you will get 654. Whenever we are discussing about percentage, we need to understand one more thing. Like percentage will always be dependent on some base, right? So if I say only 50%, you will ask of what? Right or wrong? You will ask 50% of what? If I say 67%, then you will ask 67% of what? So if you do not have any base, you will not have any meaning. So then this will become an abstract value. This will become what? An abstract value, and it doesn't have any meaning until and unless we know of what. So this is the base. So whenever we are talking about same base, we will use this. Okay, we'll use this method, finding 10%, 1%, 50%, and 5% whenever we are working with one base. Okay, and whenever we need to find out some percentage of some number. How it will be useful, we are going to learn. So how we have to use this method is what we are going to learn. For example, if I take 348 as the base number, okay, if we take 348 as the base number, now I want to find out, say for example, 43 percentage of it. Okay, now if I want to find out 43 percentage of it, normally what I will do is 43 divided by 100 into 348 is what we used to do. Now can we do it in a different way? Can we do it in a different way? So that is what we are going to learn here. Some percentages may be easy, some percentages may be difficult, and then we are going to learn some other ways as well. But here you can see we will find 43% by just understanding 10%, 1%, 50%, and 5% of the number. Let us start. Now if I want any numbers 10%, if I want, listen to me carefully, if I want any numbers 10%, if I 10% of any number, then what I'll do is I will just put a decimal place, one decimal place to it. So 1 point from, okay, from your right side. If you take one number from your right side and put a decimal point, then it will become 10%. Any number you take, any number. For example, 734. Now 10% of it will be 73.4. In this case, 10% of it is 65.4. Say for example, 2345. So 10% of that number is 234.5. Did you understand? Simple. Okay. Next, what we are going to do is 1%. 1% will be two decimal places, my dear friend. 1% will be two decimal places. So what we'll do in this case, what will happen? So instead of here it will be 3.48. So two decimal places, and then I'll put a dot here. Okay. In this case, what will happen? 7.34. In this case, what will happen? 23.45. Did you get me? Okay. 1% of 2, 3, 4, 5 is 23.45. Simple, right? Very, very simple. Now we'll see this one 50%. 50% is directly half. We know from fraction half. 34 half is 17 and 8 half is 4. 34 half is 17 and 8 half is 4. So 174. And then 5% of 348 we are going to find in two ways. We can find it in two ways. One, if you know 50%, then you can put a decimal after this. So 174 is 50%, then you can put what? One decimal and make it 17.4, or you can halve this 10%. You can halve the 10%. So 34.8. So 34 half is 17, 8 half is 4, so 17.4. Both ways. Okay. So if you have understood all these things, I am going to tell you one more thing which we need to observe here. So please try to understand one more thing here. What? Whenever we reduce the this by 1 0, 10% becomes 1%, the decimal place will shift to the left. Likewise, 50% becomes 5%, so it will shift one place. Are you getting my point? It will come here. So if I get, like for example, 40% of any number, 40% of any number, if you know, 40% of will take 75, 40% will be what? First we will find out. See, I am going to go 43% I told for this, so I am going to tell you how to do it. So 75%, we are going to find out 40% of 75. Then what I'll do? First I'll find out 10%. 10% is what? 10% is 7.5, one decimal place, right or wrong. Then I'm going to multiply, because 10 4s are 40. So I'm going to multiply 7.5 into 4. 7.5 into 4 will be double 15, double 30. So 40% of 75 is equal to how much? 30. Are you getting my point? Once I get this, getting 4% will be what? Very, very easy. This is what I want you to understand. Getting 4% will be what? one decimal place 4% of 75. If somebody asks afterwards, you will put a decimal point and say it is 3. As simple as that. One zero goes from the percentage, one decimal less, or you have to add one decimal place in the result. Remember this. This will be very, very, very helpful. Are you getting my point? Okay. Now, some of you may say this is difficult, sir. We can do directly 44% divide into 75 and we'll be able to find it faster. I do not agree with it. I do not agree because this looks very, very easy and fast because you have done it several thousands of times. Once you do this several hundreds of times, you will understand that this is much faster. But you need practice, continuous practice, right? So we are going to find out 43% of this. Okay, 40% what I'll do, I will split this thing. I told you we are going to split. So we'll split 40 plus 3. So we'll do this as 40 plus 3. 40 is what? 10%. I know this one, 34.8. So I'm going to first multiply. 8 4s are 32, 8, 4 4s are 16 and 9, 4 3s are 12. So 1292, so 129.2 is 40%. Correct or not? 129.2 is 40%. Now we want 33%. So what I am going to do is I am going to multiply this by 3 and then add. So 24 and then 4, 3 3s are 9, 10, 44. So 10.44. So this will be what? 4, 6, 9, 3, 139.64 is the answer. So we have found out 43% very, very fast if you really understand it. Okay, once we start doing it, you will be able to do lot of questions. And then what you are going to do is 34.5. How I do is I will try to do it in a different fashion altogether. Okay, so okay, this a little bit. So this is 139, this is 149. Right, there is some mistake in the hurry I did it. So this is 149. Okay, 139, this will be 139 and 10 we add and 149. What will happen whenever you get the questions here? You will be able to do it very fast once you get the 40% of it. So if I get this number, okay, then only you would have understood that okay, 3.5 is there, so 3 times will be around 10. So around 10 means it will be 149. It's very, very near to 150. That is how you will understand. So what I'm talking about, you will be able to understand when we go and solve the questions. Okay, so you will be able to understand when we start doing this method, you will be able to get the answer faster than solving it fully. Okay, you can just imagine 43 divided by 100 into 348. How much multiplication you would have done for doing this? Instead, this will be very easy. I would get the answer here itself. How? You will see when we solve the questions. Now let us go to the fourth method. Fourth method is what looks like exactly the ratio. If you remember ratio, we'll just revise it. We'll remember the ratio. How do we solve ratio questions? Actual value divided by ratio value into required ratio value. Do you remember? Actual value divided by ratio value. What is it? Is corresponding ratio value into required ratio value. You will get the answer. Same thing here. I told you the same thing we are going to adopt here. So any percentage, whenever the percentage is there, okay, they will be giving equivalent actual value. So we have to again try to find out. Here it is very easy to find out because it will be coming with this symbol. Okay. So how does this symbol has come? I just guess that instead of writing 100, they only changed the places. They wrote 1 here. So 100 percentage they wanted to tell. So percentage instead of 40 upon 100, what they did was they wrote 40 and then they wrote 0, small 0 and 100. So this is how this might come. Okay, jokes apart, let us try to understand 40% of a number. So here this is the actual value. Okay, how we understood in ratio. So this is the actual value, right? 40% of a number, we do not know what is that number. This is the base, right? 40% of a number is 136. So means what? 136 is equivalent of 40% of a number. So if I take x as that number, then what does it mean? 40% of x is equal to 136, right or wrong? So this is 40% of a number is equal to 136. This is how traditionally we used to solve it. And then what we'll do, we'll take out this, and then we'll write 4 by 10 into of is into x is equal to 136. Therefore, x is equal to 136 divided by 4 into 100. This is how you, sorry, not 100, it is 10. So this is how you used to solve it, right? So these are the three lines. But once you understand this method, like the ratio, we have to only equate, my dear friend. This is what I am calling equating actual value with percentage. Okay, equating actual value with percentage, you will be able to understand. Once you identify what is that actual value which this percentage is representing, once you find out what is that percentage value in actual terms, your question is solved. Every time we are going to solve a question, we are going to do two things. Okay, anyways, I'm going to do, when we are doing the questions, we are going to find out what is 100% in it. What is 100% of it? So here 100% is x, that number. The number is 100%, my dear friend. And then we are going to find out what actual value is equivalent to what percentage, or what percentage is equivalent to what actual value. In this case, if you see, 40% is equal to 136. 40% of a number is equal to 136. We are not going into all this writing and all. We'll directly see 40% of some number is 136. So therefore, what we'll do is actual value, say I'm going to take here. Instead of R, I'm going to write P here. Instead of R, I'm going to write P here. P means percentage, not Praveen. Okay. So actual value is how much? 136. And percentage value is how much? 40. So if I divide this, okay, and I now need to find out what the number. So I'm going to multiply. Required percentage value is what? 100%. So this is why we need to identify what is 100%. So once we understand this, you will get the answer. So this get cancelled. We need not have to do all these things. We'll get directly here. Can you see? We'll get directly here. Instead of 3 steps, we get it in 1 step only by identifying this. So for 3s are 12, for 4s are 16, so 34 is your answer. Did you get it? 34 is the answer for this question. Very, very easy. Sorry, not 34, 340. 340. Because we need to multiply by 10. So this is 340. The number is 340. Are you getting the point? Okay, let us see one more example. So what is this? Please read it. 15% of a number is 135. What is 80% of that number? Now a little bit higher calculation. So 15% they have given, right? They have given what? 15%. The actual value is 135. They need us to find out 80%. Very simple. 135 divided by 15. We need to find what 80%. So I am not going to get 80 x and all those things into 80 directly. Actual value divided by percentage value into required percentage value. Okay. So this is how you will solve it. So this is the actual value. Again, same as the ratio. So therefore, I was telling you ratio and percentage are same. So now what I'll do? 15 ones are 15, 9s are 135, 9 into 8, 720 is the answer. Finish. Answer is 720. So did you understand how beautiful these all 4 methods are? With these 4 methods, you will be able to solve all questions very, very fast. Okay, we'll just forget the traditional methods now. Now just remember, we'll just revise these 4 methods. Multiplication method, what you will do, you will put only one decimal. If it is something like this. 35 percentage of 70. So I'll put a decimal here, multiply. 7 3 is 21, 7 5 is 35. So 24.5. Right? 24.5 is the answer. So we will put the decimal here and then we'll do it. Understood? Finished. Fraction method. If it is coming like say for example, what will come 33.33 percentage of 620. So what I'll do? 1 by 3 into 620 I'll do directly. This is fraction method. Finding easy percentages method, you are going to find out 10%, 1%, 50%, 5%, and you will be able to find out any percentages if you want. Okay, and then equating method, we have seen that you are going to equate first what? Equate what? Actual value to percentage value. What is the equivalent percentage value? And then you are going to solve how? Actual value divided by percentage value into required percentage value. Is that clear? Okay, so we'll stop it here and then we are going to solve some questions in the next session. So be ready for this sessions. But till then, till you go to the next method, please revise these four methods. These are the basic four pillars of percentage, and these are also four pillars of your DI. These are four pillars of lot of topics like your profit and loss, percentage, compound interest and simple interest, partnership, allegation method anyway is the ratio. But all these topics which we are discussing, all will be dependent on what percentage. So make it perfect. These four methods, my dear friends, these four methods will help you with solving any questions on percentages. So revise it again, watch it 2 times, 3 times, make notes, and then go to the next video. Okay.